Stop what you are doing right now and listen to every word I'm about to say, because the digital censors are already working overtime to scrub this data from the public record. In the last 60 minutes, a series of back-channel communications has moved through the diplomatic cables in Zurich and Singapore that effectively signals the end of American financial dominance, and the mainstream media is too terrified or too compromised to tell you the name of the one player who is laughing all the way to the bank. While you are being told to watch the borders of Iran and the mountains of Pakistan, the real smoking gun is sitting in a boardroom in a country you've been taught to think of as a neutral observer. The truth is harsher than anything you'll hear on the evening news, and if you don't see the hidden hand behind this theater-level conflict, you are going to lose everything you've worked for. In my time in military intelligence, I've sat in the SIFs where the God view of global movements is projected on the walls. I've analyzed theater-level conflicts for decades, from the scorched earth of the Middle East to the cold calculations of the South China Sea. I know when I'm being played, and I know when the American public is being fed a distraction. The data I am seeing from my sources on the ground, sources who are currently watching the flickering communication lines in Islamabad and Tehran, points to a single terrifying conclusion. There is a secret country that has orchestrated this entire dance, a country that profits whether the missiles fly or the deals are signed, and they are doing it at the direct expense of your bank account. Imagine the scene right now on the decks of the Type 45 destroyers patrolling the periphery of the Arabian Sea. The air is heavy, the smell of salt and diesel mixing with the metallic tang of high-alert electronics. The orange skies of the monsoon season are being cut by the streaks of light from test launches that the Pentagon is labeling as routine. They aren't routine. I've seen the telemetry. We are looking at Mach 7 signatures that shouldn't exist in this theater. Inside the command centers, the atmosphere is breathless. Sirens are being muffled so the elites in DC don't have to hear the sound of their own failure. They are watching Aegis system saturation points being reached in real time. But while our sailors are sweating under the weight of a potential Wave 55 swarm attack, the architects in this secret country are sipping champagne and watching the commodity tickers. Stay with me, because the most shocking part of this, the actual name of this profiteering entity and how they have sabotaged our own naval response, is coming in just a moment. You need to understand the technical specificity of this betrayal. I'm talking about the London-Geneva axis. While the world looks at Iran and Pakistan, the British-led financial and intelligence apparatus is playing the Great Game 2.0. They are the ones who have ensured both the Iranian tankers and the Pakistani infrastructure. They are the ones who control the reinsurance markets at Lloyd's that dictate whether a single barrel of oil moves through the Strait of Hormuz. When the 5 countries I mentioned previously, China, Russia, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, beg Iran to move into Pakistan, they aren't just talking to Tehran. They are negotiating through the secret country's banking channels. Having analyzed the logistics of these energy corridors, I can tell you that the $15 gas you're going to see at the pump isn't an accident of war. It's a managed price hike designed by the London financial district to recapitalize their failing banks as the petrodollar dies. Every time an Iranian Shahed drone buzzes a U.S. carrier, the insurance premiums on global shipping jump by 400%. That money doesn't go to Tehran, it goes to the secret country. I've seen the ledgers. I will reveal the smoking gun, the specific maritime insurance protocol that the Pentagon is hiding by the end of this video. Every few minutes, the stakes are being raised. We started with a tactical strike scenario, the idea that a few tomahawks could restore deterrence. That is a lie. We are now looking at a regional war footprint that has already bypassed our ability to intervene. The secret country has provided the technical specifications for the silent, swift bypass that allows these 5 nations to trade in gold-backed units. While you are worried about the unthinkable nuclear scenario, the economic nuclear bomb has already been detonated. Your 401k is currently tied to a currency that is being systematically devalued by our own supposed special relationship allies. I feel a profound patriotic anger when I see our troops being moved into position alpha in the North Arabian Sea. They are being used as sinks for enemy munitions. I've analyzed the saturation math. When you have an Aegis system capable of tracking 100 targets, but the IRGC and their advisors from the secret country's intelligence wing deploy 150 low-cost drones and 10 hypersonic carrier killers, the math is cold. The ship goes down. And why? To protect a trade route that we don't even control anymore. My heart breaks for the families who are being told their sons are projecting power when the reality is they are being used as bait in a financial shell game. Let's get into the technical specificity. We're talking about the integration of the KH-47M2 Kinjal clones into the Iranian airframe inventory. We're talking about the OODA loop of our command and control being disrupted by electronic warfare suites that carry the distinct signature of GCHQ-derived technology. Yes, you heard me correctly. The secret country is selling the shield to one side and the sword to the other. In my time in military intelligence, we called this managed instability. It is the process of keeping a region on the brink of total collapse so that the intermediary remains the only source of liquid capital. The five countries, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Qatar, are begging Iran to come to Pakistan because they want a land-based alternative to the sea lanes controlled by the U.S. Navy. But Iran hasn't said yes yet. Why? Because they are waiting for the secret country to finish the controlled demolition of the American dollar. They want to make sure that when they sign the deal, there is no world reserve currency left to sanction them. They are waiting for the Mach 7 signatures to become the new global standard of power. Think about the psychological state of the decision makers in the Pentagon. They are operating in a fog of war that they helped create. They are terrified that if they admit the U.S. Navy can no longer protect the reinsurance lanes of the secret country, the entire global economy will realize the emperor has no clothes. So they keep the sirens blaring. They keep the sensory drama high. They keep you focused on the threat while the secret country moves the gold out of the vaults in New York and into the vaults in Singapore and London. Stay with me because I am about to reveal the specific document, the bilateral security annex, that proves the British intelligence services have been advising the Iranians on how to bypass American satellite surveillance. This is the smoking gun. This is why the Pentagon is scrubbing the narrative. They can't admit that our closest ally is the one profiting from our tactical humiliation. The economic consequences for your bank account are dire. We are looking at a scenario where the secret country initiates a force majeure on all Western-held energy contracts. When that happens, the price of everything from the bread on your table to the electricity in your home will double overnight. The secret country has already hedged against this. They've moved into hard assets. They've moved into the very pipelines they are telling the U.S. to sanction. They are playing both sides of the chessboard while you are being told there's only one enemy. I want you to feel the urgency of this. The reality on the ground is that the U.S. military is currently a paper tiger in the face of this asymmetric alliance. Having analyzed the theater-level conflict for decades, I can tell you that the Aegis saturation isn't a what if, it's a when. And when those ships go down and the secret country steps in to mediate the peace, you will see the final transition to a multipolar world where the American worker is the one who pays the price for the elite's arrogance. The smell of cordite, the flickering lines, the orange skies, these are the hallmarks of an empire in retreat. But it's a retreat that has been sabotaged from within. The secret country has been the intellectual architect of the Iraq War, the Syrian disaster, and now the Iranian-Pakistani standoff. They profit from the weapons sales, they profit from the rebuilding, and they profit from the death of the dollar, and they do it all while pretending to be our partners in democracy. As I reveal this smoking gun, remember, the mainstream media is hiding this because their owners are the ones holding the secret country's bonds. They don't want you to know that the enemy isn't just in Tehran. The enemy is the one who convinced us to bankrupt ourselves fighting a ghost while they stole the keys to the global economy. The technical reality is this: Wave 55 is coming. The Mach 7 signatures are real. The $15 gas is a mathematical certainty, and the secret country has already cashed the check. You need to see this right now. You need to prepare Because when the five countries finally get their yes from Iran and the Pakistan corridor opens, the secret country will close the door on the American century forever. Stay with me, because the truth is the only thing that can save you now. The world has changed in the last hour. Are you ready for the reality on the ground? Or are you going to keep listening to the lies of the elites while the sirens get louder? The data is here, the truth is harsh, and the secret country is counting on you to stay silent. Don't let them win.